In. Today I'd like to share with you a short presentation about leadership. Before we dive into leadership, I'd like to start off with sharing some things about myself. My name is Gjerstad and I am 22, turning 23 in just a couple days. I grew up in central Minnesota and graduated from Long Prairie Gray Eagle High School in 2017. While in high school, I participated in FFA, football, and worked for an industrial dairy farm. This coming May, I'll be graduating from MSUM's Piseco School of Business with a bachelor's degree in business administration with an emphasis in marketing. I spend a majority of my free time hanging out with friends and family. I enjoy being outdoors as well as driving and fixing motorized vehicles. I would like to move to the Southwest or somewhere near the Rocky Mountains. My career aspirations are to start a business or work within the motorsports industry while residing in the Southwest or near the Rocky Mountains. As for entrepreneurship, I am highly interested in service-based businesses and hope to use it to work my way into becoming a producer and an innovator of products after growing capital. Other than being an owner-operator of a business, I am interested in working as a marketing strategist, marketing analyst, operations analyst, or any jobs relating to product and brand management. On the screen here we see a couple of my favorite entrepreneurs, all of them highly successful because of their marketing efforts, and just kind of role models, people I look up to. During my time studying leadership, I needed to do some self-assessments to see where I stand as a leader and learn where I should improve. My strengths in the Big Five personality traits were insurgency, conscientiousness, and agreeableness, as well as openness to new experiences. My weaknesses are adjustment and agreeableness. Using my scores from the Big Five traits, I compared them with the leader motive profile. My strengths in the leader motive profiles were moderate need for power, high need for achievement, and my weaknesses were socialized power and too much agreeableness. With these scores, I will be able to further hone in my leadership traits by having the knowledge of my strengths and weaknesses. I also have a strong 3Y attitude, which will aid me within the workplace to be able to better lead and guide my followers to success for themselves and the organization. I will do this by using positive communication and expectations. One of the key foundational skills in leadership is the ability to motivate followers. I took an assessment of my behavioral leadership style and found that I place high on the scale of task leadership, 9 out of 10, and high to moderate on the scale of people leadership, 7 out of 10. Using this information, I concluded that I would be around the 9 to 7 range on the leadership grid, as I show a high concern for production and a moderate to high concern for people. I am happy with the scoring and placement, as it truly reflects what I envision as good leadership. I want to strive in management as a task-oriented leader with good people skills to help my followers achieve success and encourage the feeling of being more than just an employee. In order to motivate my followers to meet goals with success and efficiency, I will plan strategies around the motivational process and the two-factor theory to encourage growth and work towards the fulfillment of their hierarchy of needs. Using power, networking, and coalitions as political behaviors will be a key factor of my success as an entrepreneur. In the daily job, I will use legitimate power as an executive to make decisions and manage operations. I will incorporate reward power to motivate followers to meet goals and exceed expectations. To find additional consumers and employees, connection power will come in handy to diversify and strengthen my network and create coalitions. In order to find and develop my supplier relationships, I will rely heavily on networking and creating coalitions with the best to further both of our businesses. While growing my business, I hope to reach the point and ability to pressure competition with coalitions rather than hostile takeovers to strengthen market share. Going off networking, I've had had the privilege to be in a couple mentorships. The first being about a year ago, I contacted the Great Lakes and Prairie SCORE organization. And what they do is they help small businesses with advice, planning, and pretty much any other factors that they can help you with. Specifically, what I worked with SCORE on was overall just business planning, taxes information, and resources to further my career and entrepreneurship goals. After that, this semester, I was privileged to be a part of the executive mentorship program. And through that program, I met Mark Tuckenberg, the CEO and founder of PushSave. What I worked on with Mark was a more detailed business plan. Include forecasting, marketing, graphic design, as well as planning business to consumer relations and strategies, as well as business to business strategies. School departments I hope to get in touch with to further my knowledge of those areas and seek assistance. So my personal leadership motivators and inspirations, I kind of split these up between like extrinsic and intrinsic. So the external factors is the potential for very high earnings. Being in entrepreneurship, I wouldn't say there's really much of a cap for what you can make. As well as going off of that is growing assets and being able to invest in high return portfolios and other ideas. Another really big thing for me in entrepreneurship is that I have control over my wins and losses and job security. If I put in the effort, I know I can succeed and I will flourish in that environment. Being an entrepreneur, this is kind of a back and forth thing, but I would get partial time freedom. I'd be able to pick when I'm gone, and as long as I plan for it and have someone else in the spot that can do my work, things will be okay, and I'll be able to go on actual longer vacations and be able to pursue the other things I like to do in my free time. I will also learn business planning, management, and leadership. Those three things are amazing. Being able to plan businesses will be very key to owning more than one business if I get to that point. And as well as the management side of it, learning how to manage a business will be absolutely huge. And leadership that can apply to both professional and personal time. And another thing, kind of going off the assets and potential for high earnings, is that building and growing businesses, I will have the option to either sell the ones I don't like, or maybe I feel I can gain more value in the short term, or choose to maintain businesses and just keep that investment going. As for internal factors, so some of the things that really drove me to entrepreneurship is the ability and option to bring a unique value to consumers. And another thing that was huge for me is creating a positive and encouraging work environment. Throughout the years of my jobs, I've definitely been in environments where they weren't positive and encouraging, and so that really drove me to wanting to start my own so that I can make sure that's something that happens and is a part of the business. Also, I get to help consumers and followers through the personal struggles. One thing I pride myself on in life is being able to help someone in their time of need, so that's really important to me, as well as mentor family and friends to reach their goals. Being able to start a business and do all the planning and make ambitious but achievable goals is something huge that I learned this semester. Not only in this class, but through executive mentorship. Creating those measurable, attainable goals, it really gives you something to strive for every day. And then as well as just bettering the community and the world around us. If I get to the point where I can afford it in business, I'd really like to make staff volunteer days, as well as just making contributions to other organizations that work hard to better our community and the world around us. For culture and diversity, um, I really want to strive to get a strong culture that's mostly cooperative with bureaucratic undertones. Um, so one of the things that I want to strive to press in the business, in the culture side of things, is we can do it and I can do it. Um, and as for the beliefs, uh, I strongly believe that everyone has the right to pursue happiness, and I think that should be embedded within the organization and promoted every single day. Um, and along with like the consumer side of things and cooperation and teamwork, I really want to also embrace the phrase treat others as you wish to be treated. Overall, just striving to reach organizational and personal prosperity and serenity. For diversity, I really want to strive to be a participative leadership. Um, and another thing that I think is really important, even just going through business planning, um, having a diverse network of people, it really shows the strength that diversity can bring to an organization and to each and every person. Not only having multiple brains and multiple eyes to see from different perspectives, but if you get a truly culturally diverse network of people working together, the lens is that much wider, and I think it just really helps to be able to um, widen our potential from seeing new opportunities and having more eyes and more minds on problems and how to overcome them. Overall, uh, leadership in life is quite, it's a very important aspect of life, and I've certainly learned that over this semester in this class, and I'm glad for it. Um, So things I learned for the professional is that I learned the traits and characteristics of effective leaders and have assessed myself to make positive changes to embrace those qualities. I also learned how to motivate myself and others to promote job satisfaction and limit consumer and employee turnover rates. Using the motivational theories, training, coaching techniques, and communication guidelines, as well as conflict management, I will be able to build an organization with a strong cooperative culture, embracing people, helping people. Personally, learning about leadership will aid me in becoming a positive role model and mentor, which is a huge thing for me. It's taught me a lot about myself and others regarding our motivation and inspiration to be the best individuals we can be. Furthering my network has been a vital part of my continued motivation to achieve my goals. Learning how to identify, measure, and make ambitious but achievable goals, it will help me both in my professional and personal life. I think it's a really important thing that without a clear objective to get to, how do you plan to get there? So it was a really, really huge part of this class and just my overall learning. As well as developing and implementing effective communication because it will aid me in networking and relationships throughout life, both professional and personal. And that's all I got for you today. I'm glad to have taken this leadership class, and thank you for watching.